What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to create the very best jump shot ending off NBA 2K23 on next gen. Now, you can use this also on current gen. But look, before we get any further into today's video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So with today's build, as you can see from the gameplay, on this one we're going to be able to do a little bit of everything. But today it's not about the build that we're focused on, it's going to be the jump shot. So this is one that you're going to be able to green with just about any build that is going to be able to unlock this jumper. And do keep in mind you can make your own adjustments along the way if you do want to customize. Now look, let's go ahead and reach at least 1,000 likes on this video. And I most definitely will be sure to be bringing y'all a part 2. But this jumper that I'm putting in store for y'all today is definitely going to be one that anybody can pick up and use and find success with. Now, I've put my girl on this jump shot, and honestly when it comes down to the rec, I've seen just how amazing it can be. But as far as when it comes down to the ones, this is where I've tested it out mainly, and I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one of the very best jumpers to use going into any game mode. Now, when it comes down to this jump shot, it's actually going to be a mix of 3 NBA players. Now, when it comes down to the first mix, I'm telling y'all, really surprising, but I think this base has become one of the most populars, especially because of where it's at. But I'm telling y'all, everything's going to start off most important when it comes down to this base, and it's actually going to come out to LaMelo Ball. Now, as you can see from the gameplay, you can just about tell exactly why I'm using this one. I think it's perfect when it comes down to my speed, but as far as when it comes down to the actual blend of the animation, I think it gives a really good feeling and timing when it comes down to looking at this jump shot. Now, when it comes down to release 1, this is easily one of the best lockdown defenders in all of the NBA. Now, when you think of lockdowns, this is going to be one of the first, if not the very first person that you should be thinking about. And release 1 is actually going to be coming out to Kawhi the Claw Leonard. Now, I'm telling y'all, I've used his jump shot when it comes down to my team in previous years, especially this year as well. And this is easily one of my most favorite jump shots when it comes down to how it looks as far as release. At the top of your head, I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one of the easiest cues to time. And if you do decide to mix anything else other than what I give y'all for release 2, I think release 1 with Kawhi Leonard paired up with LaMelo Ball base is going to be a good mix to start with. Now, moving forward, let's go ahead and get into release 2. Now, coming up for release 2, this is honestly the second best shooter in all of NBA history. Now, this is the Slim Reaper Kevin Durant, and the 3 comparisons are going to read this: base LaMelo Ball, release 1 Kawhi Leonard, release 2 Kevin Durant. Now, as you can see, when it comes down to the actual jump shot and how it's created, you can go about the creation to your own liking or make a few adjustments and changes to your own preference. Now, when it comes down to the blending and release speed, this is really optional to how you want to go about this. So I did decide to go ahead and put 1 tick up from the minimum, and then as for the animation blending, go ahead and put Kawhi Leonard at 82%, and then Kevin Durant could go down to 18. Other than that, I think this is a good jumper to mix from. One other that I can't consider would be Oscar Robertson, but I'm telling you, moving forward with this one, I think it's going to be the best bang for your buck, especially if you're looking to get a much wider green window. Now, I've gone games where I green 10 for 10. This is easily the most consistent jump shot that I've used this year. Now, moving forward, I do got to be real with y'all when it comes down to anything like animations and especially jump shots. The biggest thing that's going to make a huge impact is going to be your batch layout and what you decide to put your release as. So moving on to when it comes down to our controller settings, as you can see, the release that I tend to go with when it comes down to rec is going to be late just because of the delayed timing. But normally when it comes down to any other game mode, I'm definitely running early when it comes down to this jump shot. As far as when it comes down to our badges, everything is going to play a huge factor as well. So for one setup that I do like to run, I'm going to be going with Amped on Gold, Agent 3, Silver Green Machine, also Limitless Range on Silver, and then you can go ahead and put on Catch and Shoot, but normally this would be a cord badge. From there it would open about 6 more badges remaining, and then from here I would go with Volume Shooter or even Space Creator on Hall of Fame. Now as far as when it comes down to a second badge layout that I would consider for this build, of course you want to go with Agent 3, the second one. I would go with the minimum of Green Machine. Now moving on to tier 1, make sure you at least go with Amped on the highest tier, and that's going to open up the floor for tier 3. Now honestly, if you wanted to save the most when it comes down to your badges, first go with Limitless Range on Silver. The second one, you can go with Gold Guard Up, Volume Shooter, and even Space Creator. So I'm going to put the setup like this: Hall of Fame Space Creator, and then you can also go ahead and put on Mini Magician. All of these are nice badges to pick from, but as long as you feel comfortable with what you got, I promise you, everything's going to fall into the right hands when it comes down to this jump shot, especially with the badge layout. Now let me know in the comments, man, if you've been watching the videos, what do y'all think recently, and what do you think about today's jump shot? Is this one going to be a certified W? I promise you, as soon as you put this one on, you're going to start greening like crazy. Now like I said, make sure you make any adjustments to your own liking, that way you feel the comfort of your own playstyle involved. As far as when it comes down to 2K up to Season 8, this jump shot should be good for anybody. Now of course, take into consideration which build you are using, and if you're actually able to unlock every single requirement that I do have for the jump shot that I created. Now there will be a few limitations depending on how you actually create your own build. All in all, I think everybody should be safe to actually try to create it if you're mostly of a shooter, but this build can be for anybody that's actually able to create it. So if you have any suggestions of another jump shot, put it down below. And for everybody who is still watching, if you want a free throw, just go ahead and put on Kobe Bryant, and I promise you, this is easily like butter, the best jump shot and the best free throw that you can possibly use in NBA 2K23 on next gen. Now let me know your thoughts and opinions. Did you recreate the jump shot how I brought it to y'all, or did you make it to your own liking and version? Now just before we get out of here, for all of y'all who are still watching and the loyals that are a part of the Rich family, the actual jump shot that I am using in the video, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen for y'all right now. Matter of fact, we can go ahead and create it together, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you like this. So the base is going to be one of the most favored. Like I mentioned, this one's going to be LaMelo Ball. But as for release 1 and release 2, this is where things get a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get into the jump shot creator. So first, let's go ahead and put on LaMelo Ball when it comes down to our main base. Now moving on to release 1, this has definitely been a pure favorite jump shot in past and as of 2K's up to this day. So let's go ahead and second, put on Rudy Gay for our upper release 1. Now if you want to, you can make your own adjustments like I said to your own liking. But moving on to upper release 2, this is going to be another jump shot and partly one of the most favored bases as well when it comes down to this year. Let's go ahead and put on Oscar Robertson, and this is actually going to complete the jump shot today. This is what we're going to be looking like. And look, before we get out of here, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with the response. Now again, thank you King Jesus. And look, for everybody who is still looking for a jump shot, comment down below right now if you are still watching, which jumper are you using in NBA 2K23, and what are you looking forward to make in NBA 2K24 as far as a build? Now there's going to be a lot of potential when it comes down to this new season, especially with the new 2K coming out. I'm really excited. I hope you are as well. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.